Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Karsh from One Tap Check-in. So this is version number 1.63. We've added a lot of new updates. This is released on February the 13th to the Apple App Store. So this version, the biggest change here on the iPad as well as the iPhones here is that you can add multiple people, especially their profiles, onto a list. Prior to this, you had to go through and type in people's names to add them to a list, and they were just separate entities. They weren't really profiles. You couldn't associate David Richards' profile with a person that you added to the list that was named David Richard. So now that's really easy and that's simple to do. All you have to do is click on this button up here, which is for adding a profile, and you can go select multiple profiles. I have 11 profiles on my account. I can go select everyone, or I can go select some people by hand and then hit the add profiles button. It's as simple as that, as well as the fact that we can do check-ins right from here as well. So maybe Maria showed up to my event. All I have to do is type in Maria and just hit the check-in button. And she's going to be added to my list, and she's going to be checked in as well. Now, the big thing here is that you can also create profiles, which is if you have someone who is coming up to your event, or they're coming to your training seminar, or front desk things that you're doing with our software, you can just go and add in people right here, and you can check them in by clicking this button over here as well. Simple to do. Now let's move on to the next feature. So the kiosk got a lot of new stuff added to it as well. So the big thing here with the kiosk is that you're greeted by the screen that's going to ask you if you want to go into the list mode or the profiles mode. Now, list modes are basically meant for checking in people into a specific list, which is pretty simple. So if I have my training seminar coming up, or if I have a event that I'm throwing, I can just check in people into that specific list. Now, the other one is profiles. When you select it, you'll see the green selection boxes, green border around each one of those options. Now with the profile selection, what you can do is you can let the person come in and decide which list they want to be on. The way this works is if you've added Maria, for example, to the list that I added her to, when she comes in, she can choose between that list and maybe other lists that she belongs to. You'd have to add her to that list first though in order for this to work. So to give you an example here, I'm going to go into the profiles mode, and let's just say I want to type in someone who is inside of my list. In this case, it's going to be Gibson Brown. As soon as I type it in, it will give me the suggestions. And if the list is upcoming, which means, the list is today specifically, then they would be able to see it right here, and then they'll be able to check in. So a great example of this would be like if I go and hit the exit button, if I go to the behind the desk option, choose the One Tap demo list, go and edit the details. Do that from right here as well, and go ahead and change the date to just today at 11:59 p.m. and Gibson Brown is the name. And there it is. So he'd be able to choose from multiple different lists to check in on. These checkboxes for right now would just check into it would just check the person into a single list. There's no way to do multiple. There's not a way to check in a person into multiple lists at the moment, but that's coming out very soon.